Hello, everyone. Happy Wednesday. I hope that everyone, it's Wednesday, right? Yeah. Happy Wednesday, happy lunar eclipse, happy full moon. I'm so glad that you're here. And for those who are going to be starting to join live, thank you for coming on. Yay, we have one on the way. And I know a lot of people watch this on the replay. And today on this Facebook Live, we are going to talk about how you can love yourself when you're overweight. And really what we're saying here is, how can I love myself when I fill in the blank? How can I love myself when I have wrinkles, when I don't like the size of my butt, when I ate too much the night before and I don't like how I feel in my body, right? So we're wanting to talk and discuss how we can love ourselves in those places that feel really uncomfortable and feel like there's no way in hell it's gonna happen, right? So that's what we're gonna talk about a little bit more. So what I'm gonna do right now, and I actually invite you to do the same, is I'm gonna go over and I'm gonna share this onto my personal page. And where am I? Here I am, yeah. So I'm gonna share this on my personal page so that we can get some more people here and on a couple of other pages as well. So if you go ahead and do that, I will send you one of my favorite guided meditation CDs. So this is the thing. I can only reach as many people as I can reach. So if you can go ahead and share this on your page, then you are going to help someone maybe that I don't know and that needs this support. Thank you for your patience. All right, so if you are here, go ahead and put your name below so I know you're here. Hello, Michelle. Hello, Paul. Hello, Suzanne. Thank goodness for winter clothes. Yeah. Okay, so before we start, I want to say that what I'm going to be sharing with you today may be a little bit triggering. What I'm going to share with you is I want it to stretch you a little bit. I want you to be thinking about things in a different way. So there's certain things that we're going to talk about that you may say, oh, that's not for me. Oh, you don't understand what have going on with my body and with my situation. Oh, you don't get me, right? Or what is she even talking about? So I just want you to open your mind and open your body to receiving this information in a different way. So I had a friend/client of mine send me a question, ask me this question flippantly, and I get this actually quite a bit. And the question was, if my 30 pounds of extra fat is causing me health problems, then how can I love myself? Yeah. So how many times have you thought those things, right? How many times have you thought, oh, okay, I'll love myself after I lose weight. I'll love myself once I finish this project. I'll love myself after I do it right this time, right? And I can remember so clearly moments where I would look at my body or I'd grab my belly and I'm like, this is disgusting. I don't care. Yeah, I can love this part and I can accept this part, but this part of me is disgusting. And I cannot and will not even deal with that. It was just like, it was frank. It was like, no, it's not happening. There's no way that I could ever accept this part of my body. I'm gross. So if that's how you feel about yourself, I want to share with you right here and now that it is possible for you to change that around. It is possible for you to change that around. And I know because I've done it. So it's not like you are special. It's not like your situation is different. The thing is that it actually takes practice and it takes time and it doesn't happen overnight. It literally is step by step. How can I actually care for myself even though I feel like I'm overweight? Or fill in the blank, like I said. So let's talk about the word overweight. Let's talk about the fact that you think that you're overweight. So saying that you're overweight is really It's very biased. And I want you to think about what that means for you. Are you overweight because you're 20 pounds heavier than you were when you were in high school? Are you overweight because you're not the same weight that you were before you had kids? Are you overweight because your mom gets on you and tells you that you need to lose weight? Like, what are you talking about here, right? And even like the whole BMI, the body measurement index, am I saying that right? Yeah. That is, we could like take that and throw that out the window, right? Because there are different bodies, and we can find health at every size, right? So let me just introduce you to a book. Here is a book that I recommend for everyone, and it is called Health at Every Size, and it is The Surprising Truth About Your Weight. So this book is research-based scientific evidence on things that we have been told and brainwashed about our weight, and about how we should be able to diet, and at some point we're going to figure out how to diet and do it correctly, right? So I'm just going to read you a little bit at the back. Some surprising truths about your weight. Myth: fat kills. Reality: on average, overweight people live longer than normal weight people. Myth number 2: lose weight, live longer. Reality: no study has ever shown that weight loss prolongs life or ensures you that you're healthier. I added that last little bit, but that's in the book too. And the third myth is anyone can lose weight if he or she tries. And the reality is, biology dictates that most people regain their weight they lose, even if they continue their diet and exercise programs. Problems. And that's the thing about dieting, right? We know that over 90% of people who lose weight will gain it back. So I want to ask you, why are you going to wait to love yourself or accept yourself until after you lose your weight? What is the chances of you actually losing the weight and keeping it off? I'm not saying this to like say, no, you can't do it. I'm not saying it in that way. I'm just saying that if you keep waiting, you're missing out on your life, and you're missing out on the opportunity to bring more joy and more peace to your life. I had a woman who I was working with, and she was sharing with me. So as I'm going along, if you have any questions, go ahead and put them in. And even if you're watching the replay, which I know most people will be, go ahead and write the questions in. I get those, I answer them. I'm available for questions about any of this and about personally anything that's going on with you. Okay, so what I was saying is that she was sharing how she is just feeling miserable. She's just tried everything, and she's exercising, and she's doing this, getting rid of this food, taking that out, eating at this time of day, not eating at that time. I mean, like, you know, the whole gamut of ways of losing weight. And she's like, I just don't know what to do anymore. And I'm like, well, why don't you just stop beating yourself up? Because if beating yourself up is not working anyways, and nothing that you're doing is working anyways, the one thing you can change is beating yourself up for it. The one thing you can change is beating yourself up for it, right? It's not about giving up. And I made a post of this. Hi, Carrie. Hi, Scott. Hi, Paula. Hi, Michelle. Hi, Suzanne. So I made a post about this just yesterday. And that body acceptance does not mean that you're giving up. Body acceptance means that you are finding a place in yourself of, okay, I accept that this is what I look like for today. And through this acceptance and through the not liking yourself, right? You can actually make choices that are healthier. You can actually make choices that are actually going to support you better. So losing weight does not ensure that you are going to love yourself. I'm going to say that again. Losing weight does not ensure that you're going to love yourself. You may like what you look like better. You may feel better for a little while. But if you are not loving a part of yourself, that's going to show up in another aspect of your life. It can maybe show up in your relationships, or it can show up in the work that you're doing, that all of a sudden you're not enough. That not enoughness shows up somewhere else. So I just want to get that through to you, that losing weight and being thin does not mean that you all of a sudden got it figured out and love is flowing from the depth of your being for yourself. No, that flowing from the depth of your being for yourself has always been there and is always accessible. Okay, so let's see. I want to make sure I'm getting all of the things that I wanted to share with you about. And I guess the one thing I want to say is, well, let's see. Here we have a question from Jody. Hi, Jody. How do you break the bad habit of negative self-talk? Such a good question. And I honestly feel like, Jody, that negative self-talk is the biggest culprit of not liking ourselves. It is the biggest culprit of going back to negative behavior with our food and beating ourselves up with our food, beating ourselves up with exercise and all of that. So negative self-talk is, once again, what I said at the beginning, it's not about shifting it from, oh my gosh, I'm disgusting, I'm gross, I can't even stand to look at myself in the mirror, to, oh my gosh, I'm so hot, I cannot stop looking at myself in the mirror because I just want to hump the mirror, right? You can't go from that to that. If you can, God bless you. But in my experience, it has really been sometimes a day to day, hour to hour, minute to minute decision that in this moment, I'm going to accept myself. And I talk about this a lot. In this moment, this is the body I'm in. And that's what I would say to myself. It's like, okay, Marla, this is what you look like today. This is what you look like today. Put your clothes on and be grateful for this moment, right? So it's really about choosing and slowing down and choosing, do I actually want to feel better about myself? So that's one piece of negative self-talk. Then really the first thing is just being aware that you're saying mean things to yourself. Like catching it in your head, like, did I just say that? I can't believe I just said that. And even most importantly, not saying anything out loud negative about yourself. When you catch yourself saying anything out loud to another friend or to someone else, you want to stop. You want to stop. Right? Like, just stop saying it. And once you stop saying it, you may have those loud voices in your head, and I know that because I know that for a long time, a lot of people around me didn't even know how much I struggled and didn't realize how much and how many thoughts I had going on in my head of negativity about myself. Another thing that you can do that is really a powerful tool on stopping negative self-talk is literally to journal. And give yourself, like, maybe you give yourself 2 minutes and you're going to journal anything that you don't like about yourself, and you're going to put it in that journal, or you're going to, better yet, you're going to put it on a piece of paper, and then you're going to be done. And that's what you got for the day. And you take it and you throw it away. Or you look at it and you think, I can't believe I would say those things to myself. And then realize that, honest to goodness, you have a choice. You have a choice in your thoughts. You have a choice about what it is that you're thinking and the things that you're saying to yourself. So it is a practice. It is definitely a practice. So another thing I want to share with you is that just the very topic of, why is it okay for us to body shame ourselves? When is it okay for us to shame ourselves around our body? Is it that we're allowed to after we've, gained 5 pounds? Is that when we're allowed to do that? And when are we allowed to actually stop body shaming ourselves? When can you give yourself permission that it's okay that you look the way you do? I mean, society and the way that we do things is that we beating ourselves is kind of part, like, it's actually okay, right? We beat others to it. Right, exactly, Paul. Yes, exactly. That's the thing. If we say something negative about ourselves, we're letting others around us know that we know that we're not perfect. Hey, I know that my butt is really big. Oh, I know that my nose, right? Like, oh, I know I have red splotches on my face, right? Like, I know that. I'm going to say that to you now so you know that I have that, right? And it makes me feel, oh, okay. It makes me, it's like, when is it okay for us to be okay with our imperfections? When can we start shifting that around, that we're allowed to love ourselves? Because when we give permission for us to love ourselves, we give permission for those around us to love ourselves, and those younger than us to love ourselves. Okay. Okay, big breath. I shared a lot here, right? I shared a lot. So how can you love yourself when you're overweight? Moment by moment, step by step. And also knowing that you do not have to like what you look like in order to find self-worth. You do not have to like what you look like in order to know that you're a fantastic human being. So when we take our weight and we take the way we look out of our self-worth, we are receiving ourselves at a whole new level. When we make the choice to be okay with what we look like and start amping up the other aspects of ourselves that we know we're so good at, this is the opportunity to love yourself regardless of what you look like. Another thing that just popped into my head that I want to share, and it kind of goes back to this book and some of the things that I learned from this book, is that health can be an objection to loving ourselves and being okay with being overweight. And that we think that when we are thin that we're actually healthier. And I want to talk about health and overweight, or going back to the question, if my 30 pounds of extra fat is causing me health problems, how can I love myself? Well, the truth is that this extra fat that she was talking about, it's not like that extra fat going away is actually going to make her healthier. So if we talk about like someone who has diabetes, and then they go and get liposuction, and they get those 30 pounds taken away, is the diabetes going to go away? No, there's a deeper issue. It's the sugar, it's the insulin. It's like we're treating the fat as if it is the main reason that we have health issues. It's like someone who has yellow teeth from smoking. It's like, no, you don't treat the teeth and then think that you're going to be healed. No, it's about the smoking. It's about another action, right? So we don't want to get confused between health and being thin. Being thin does not mean you're healthier, people. It does not. Read the book. Okay, before we close here, I want to see if there's any other questions that you may have for me. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any comments or anything that they want to ask or mention here? And while you're thinking that and doing that, I want to share with you an opportunity to go deeper into this with me. I've created my first online program. I'm so excited to share this. Oh, the book, Carrie, I mentioned it earlier. It's called Health at Every Size. And it's awesome. Carrie, please read it. You will be blown away. You're going to love it. Okay, so I've created an online program, and it is called the Pleasure Plan. And it is it's a 12-week program for women. Sorry, Paul. For women to dive deep into these issues and to begin to choose more pleasure in your life releasing pain, releasing the idea of no pain, no gain around our food, around the way that we look at our body, the way we diet, the way we self-talk, self-care, our sexuality. We're going to dive deep into that. You're going to have opportunities for coaching with me. There's video modules. There's like a whole bunch of really good stuff to go deep into all of these issues. I am so excited to share this. This is the first time, like I said, it's my pilot program. And chances are, if you have been with me through this whole Facebook Live, this program is for you. Because if you're here, then you probably need this medicine. And I would love to share it with you. So I'm going to put the program in the comments above. And you can go ahead and just put maybe program at the bottom so I know to private message you about it and we can have a conversation. This is, I'm offering it like really reasonably, really cheap as this first time around. So get on board. It's going to be so wonderful and so important for you. And we're going to dive way deep into this. So if there's not any other questions, I'm going to wish you an amazing day, and I'm going to leave you with this as your home play, is for you just to be super, super self-aware of what it is that you're saying to yourself today. And I want you to think about one thing that is about your self-worth that has absolutely nothing to do with what you see in the mirror. And better yet, find 2, find 3, find 4, find 5 other reasons why you are so freaking fantastic. All right? Thank you. Have a wonderful day, and I'm sure we'll see you next week. Bye.